Yo, what's going on there, everybody? It's Antonio checking in. And today, I want to talk about one of the main benefits of vibrating on a higher frequency. And one of the main benefits that I notice with vibrating on a higher frequency is being able to have like an extra layer, an extra shield of spiritual protection. You know, being able to know that this shield around you is protecting you and not allowing too much to mess up your spirit. And it's almost like I seen a post where it says like this electric fence over your aura, and it's like you don't even have to do anything consciously to prevent yourself from, or you don't have to do anything to ward off negativity in a sense. It's like this field that you live in, and there's nothing you have to consciously do to ward off negative energy. It's almost as if your subconscious is detouring you away from the things that don't serve you purpose. And this is one of those things that when you operate on a higher vibration, higher frequency, just by default, it's not because you're a special individual. It just simply means that you're on a higher frequency. And when you're on a higher frequency, certain things they can't reach you. You want to do better. You want to be better. You learn to accept. You learn all of these new things about yourself. You learn to, number one, love yourself, accept yourself. And it's a daily journey. You might have some days when you're riding high and some days when you're a little low. Some days when your discipline is on point, some days when it's not. But there are benefits with being on a higher frequency, operating on a higher vibration, I should say, emitting a higher frequency. And it can be felt. It can be felt through technology. It can be felt in person. It can be felt in numerous ways, and it only gets better the more work you do, and it becomes a permanent perception for you. And we all know that whatever we perceive is our reality. And it's a journey. Vibrating higher is not a race, but you do want to get to a point where you vibrate to the point where hey, it's time for me to detox. It's time for me to do some type of mental cleanse. It's time for me to shed. It's time for me to let go. It's time for me to renew. It's time for me to move on for things that no longer serve me. And like I said, it's never an end goal when it comes to this. But it's like each level comes with new goals to master. Sometimes just by you being on the high vibration, you be put in a situation where you're surrounded by lower frequencies or lower vibrational energies just so you can uplift your surroundings. Sometimes you vibrating at a higher place, you might be put in a situation where there's a lot of low vibrational energies, but it's like you the water. You coming just to give life. And once you give life to whatever energy, it's on to the next. You know, sometimes you put in situations with other people just so your energy can instill in them, and they can go on about their business and become a better person. It's that deep. So you gotta also know that it's deeper than what we think consciously, you know? Because the conscious mind can only perceive so much. So we have to continuously program our subconscious, you know, for greater things. You know, people come in and out your life, lessons will be learned. And that's just the way this goes, man. Some days you will feel like better than others, but the main goal is to vibrate higher, you know. And you can't do that through meditation. And it doesn't matter how long you meditate. As long as you meditate, you can do a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But in my mind, each time that I meditate, it's like I'm moving a step higher on the awareness ladder. I'm not in a race. I'm not in a competition. But the more I implement, the more I meditate, the more I feel centered, the more my intuition grows, the more my discernment. So just know that when you vibrate higher by default, you know, it's like this extra shield that's gonna be placed around you. And it's like almost nothing can penetrate it. The only thing that can penetrate it is you, because your awareness will get to the point like when you're dealing with people, you won't take it personal because you know mentally like ain't no telling what this person dealing with. You know, I mean, for a split second you might react in human form, but the spiritual side will kick in, the compassion will kick in, and it'll say, man, you don't know what this person dealing with. Ain't no telling what this person going through. So it's like when you thinking from inside of your shield, it's like you just observing. You're actually interested in what this person has got going on. But the moment you like kind of step outside of the shield and you try to handle the problem consciously, it's when you let that ego get in the way. You know, you start reacting and you start responding in all kind of ways that don't serve your purpose. Because at the end of the day, whether you talk good or bad, or whether you were positive or negative, all of that energy has to come through you. So if you're talking trash about somebody, that energy first has to come through you to even be released. And the fact that it got to come through you, it's like, you agreeing to be a vessel. Now, it's not saying that we all perfect, because we do what we do as humans. But the goal is to be aware and acknowledge when that does happen, because a lot of times we fail to realize that we are our own enemies. And there's a lot of cleaning up we can do, and a lot of cleaning up that's constantly need to be done. Like, I'm cleaning up every day. Like today probably one of the best disciplined days I had when it came to eating, but hey, it is what it is. I learned not to beat myself up, because I got to a point where I'm aware, like, okay, I wasn't too disciplined with my eating today. Not saying I was eating crazy. I probably could have trimmed it down a little bit. But then it put me in that mind state of like, okay, now maybe I should meal prep. Maybe me prepping my food will cut down on me just, I don't know, eating out of boredom, out of stress, out of whatever. But then also it's also teaching me to continuously check myself through the boredom, through the stress. No, go ahead and meditate. Put that phone down and just sit there in silence. So this is a live video of me, being real with you guys and, showing that, hey, today wasn't my most disciplined day. And I'm just being 100%. But the day is not over, because even with me being undisciplined, as I would like to rather have been more disciplined, I still was like, hey, I can flip this. Let me make a video. Let me go find time to just make this video about what I've realized about vibrating higher on a higher frequency. How just being on that higher frequency can repel certain energies. So just by me making this video, in my mind, it eliminates my undisciplined actions that I didn't capitalize on. So me making this video is me capitalizing on something that I feel like I failed on, if that makes sense. So even if you fail situations, there's other ways you can capitalize on. So now when I go home, I might go meditate. You feel what I'm saying? I might do various things to recoup and balance out that energy, balance out that discipline. And boom, there we go. We're back on track. Just like that. So y'all be good. Y'all be great. Y'all continue to vibrate. Vibrate on a higher frequency, so you can see what I'm talking about. Don't forget to meditate. Peace.